Covenant law. Last week we left God and Israel in the process of entering into an agreement, establishing a new covenant. In this lesson, we look at few key questions around that. Why Israel? And what does it mean that God chose them? Why did He give them a law, and what does it imply? Being chosen does make you feel special, but the thing is that God doesn't need our specialness. We are all precious to Him, but not for the reasons that we think, not because of our great qualities. They can't compare to His, but because of the love that He put in us, because of the part of Him that He put in us. And as parents, we kind of can relate to this, right? Israel, though, was open and willing to engage in the journey with God, and this was huge. God's love and character, they need real human lives to testify about the difference that He can make. Israel was to be this witness to the world. And we today, we have the same privilege, not because we are better than others, but because of the difference that God can make in us and through us. When entering into a relationship or partnership, we accept that our lives will need to adapt. God is willing to do crazy things to make it working for us. But there are also certain things that He asks from us, not because of His ego or because of His convenience, but because they're crucial for the stability of the relationship, providing common ground, common values, building trust. And this is why in the center of the covenant, we see God's law, His 10 commandments, written on a stone. This law is the tie that binds things together. But it also served as educational instrument. Through it, we can see how weak we are and how much help we need from God to overcome our selfishness and our unrealistic expectations. It's important to realize and to embrace our dependence on God. Trust, reliability, dependability, these are essentials for the strength of any agreement or partnership. The stability of God's law, His unchanging character, makes Him the greatest partner that anyone would love to have, a partner with whom you can overcome anything. Laws, rules, don't have the greatest associations in our minds because they do show us how difficult it is for us to abide. But without them, we can't function as society. God's law is perfect, but it doesn't save us. It shows our need for a Savior. God's love and sacrifice, only they can make this difference. We cannot get righteousness by observing every letter of the law. But we need to accept it as a guide, to embrace its principles, and to let God change our hearts so that His character, His law, can become part of who we are and what we do. Our obedience was an important part of the agreement that Israel entered into with God. Next week, we will continue looking at this with the study Covenant Sign.